Mike, you said a lot of interesting things yesterday, but I think you buried one of the most important ones. Tell us more about this this battle axe in the bedroom, and how proficient are you with that?
Well, I play with it in front of the TV. You know,
Yeah.
I look at it and I touch it and I play with it in front of the TV. And I haven't done this. I mean to read up on it. It's called a bearded axe. And what a bearded axe is it's the kind that's not just like this. It's the kind that's like this and then it hangs down. Okay. And well, and then I just read briefly on it. But you know, it's like, so if I need to grab you around the neck to kick the hell out of you, which, you know, and then or to climb stuff, or then the other thing, importantly, like as you're chopping logs or fixing, you know, not just battle. It's important you go on battle. You want a light axe with a good cutting surface, but you also want it light enough as you're doing your work that you can cover a lot of ground, but you save the weight in the part that's cut out underneath. So anyways, yeah, I don't know. I'll have to develop my skills at it, but I piddle with it in front of the TV and look at it and imagine. And then in particular, when the show Vikings comes back on, I'll especially be observing it then. And I will admit this: I've also pushed the you know, the brief rewind thing, just to look at the axe based on checking it out and being curious about it.
So it's a Nordic axe. Is it decorated at all?
No, just a regular one. Yeah.
DeForest Buckner, the defensive end for Oregon, number 44, does he pop out on film much?
Yeah, very active, strong. You know, he plays a lot of positions. They move him around. They realize he's troublesome also, so they have him play a lot of stuff. Kind of like people used to do with Howie Long. They just plug him in all over the place and try to expose everybody to him. But yeah, he's a strong, active guy, big.
When other teams have a guy like that they can move around, do you notice that they maybe try and keep him away from Joe, try and exploit other offensive linemen?
Not necessarily. I don't know what their rotation is exactly. And I think some of it's kind of situational. You know, sometimes they'll favor a side based on, you know, what they're trying to accomplish, and then, you know, pass, run, down and distance can affect it. You know, those guys, I think sometimes it's random, and then I think they also have it based on, you know, situational stuff.
Kind of a unique football situation at the end of the Seahawks game yesterday. Did you kind of see that? Do you have any opinion on how that went down?
I didn't see it. Heard about it. What happened, actually, the guy was coming to the line.
He was stripped at the 1 yard line.
This is the goal line. He's stripped here. Okay, then what happened?
The ball comes out. A Seahawks defensive player kind of obviously batted the ball out the back of the end zone. Which
was it already in the end zone?
It was not in the. He hadn't scored. He fumbled it on the 1 yard line.
So he hadn't scored?
No.
And where was the ball when he batted it out of the end zone?
About midway through. He could have grabbed it, but the rule says if you intentionally bat it, then it should be the offense's ball on the 1 yard line.
See, I know the rule on the open field, where it goes back to the previous spot. If you do it in the end zone, I can't say I would have rattled it off, but you know, they don't want people batting the ball forward. There's an incredible game. I think it was versus the Chargers. I think it was the Oakland Raiders and the Chargers, where the Raiders successfully kicked, booted, and bobbled the ball forward for quite some distance. Yeah, well, those guys are supposed to be up on that.
Does that other rule ever kind of strike you as odd, that if you fumble the ball and it goes out of bounds anywhere on the field, it's still the offense's ball where it went out, but if you do it in the end zone, not only is it a turnover, but they get the ball 20 yards forward?
Oh, I'd have to give it more thought than I'm going to.
Coach, when you look at Oregon, you've got anywhere from 1 to 3 different quarterbacks who can play. How does that affect the defense's preparations?
Well, they're all similar quarterbacks, so it really doesn't a whole lot.
Mike, was Gunner a guy that caught your eye immediately when you arrived here?
Yeah, well, a little bit. Well, I can't say immediately. It wasn't immediately. You know, basically we had, I think it was 6 guys on scholarship at the time, and about 2 that I felt like belonged, and so we needed to stretch the pile the best we could. And then, you know, the biggest thing is he competed hard. You know, he was a big kid that hadn't grown into his body yet. He competed real hard and became a starter. You know, and then and this is the part I wasn't here for. I guess he came in here a lot smaller and just grew. You know, there's a how big was he when he came here? Like 6'2", 1.
No, I think he was taller, but he was like 260.
No, he
like
wasn't that big.
250.
Well, that contradicts what everybody else says. I mean, you can ask some of the guys that were here, but you know, it's kind of this 220, 230 guy that was shorter, and then he just got bigger and bigger.
Does he have a good mental game?
I think above average. You know, it's developed over time. So, you know, because he came as a walk-on, kind of did.
Yeah, yeah. Sort of like Elliot Bosch, but maybe it's more slowly developing for you.
Well, I don't know. Because we only had Bosch. Bosch was always very good mentally, and Bosch was, you know, Bosch left here undersized. You know, Bosch about my size now.
But he's another walk-on that.
Yeah, no, Bosch did a remarkable job as far as being a walk-on and carving out a position. I'm trying to think who was here. Well, Gunner, you ought to ask Gunner how big he was. He was a lot smaller. Mm-hmm. And then, but when I was here, he was already big. But he's grown some since I was here too. Mm-hmm. But when I was here, he was already kind of big. And then he was big and not particularly strong, and competed really hard and got stronger. You know.
You guys good?
Thank you.